In today's Vanquish Studio, we are going to be learning about comparative measurements and ways that you can use them even in a foreshortened view. So my hand is up like this and then foreshortened. Oh yes. Okay, before we get started, I just want to remind you to hit that subscribe button. Okay, let's get started. Okay, now if you recall in my last video, and yes, there is a link to that video in the description, I talked about comparative measurements, and I said that the heroic character is usually 8.5 heads tall. And we use the head as our unit of measurement, and we compared it to the chest, to the legs, and we even said that although mine's a little bit wide, generally the shoulders are 3 heads wide. Okay, now, why do we need to know that? Because we are going to use that measurement. Now pretend this is the measurement for the leg and it was 2 heads, 1 head here, 1 head here. As you twist it, you can kind of imagine where that line goes to, and you can still break it apart into sections and still have it in proportion. Okay, now what am I talking about now? Okay, well let me do a drawing here. I'm gonna start with the head. So my unit of measurement is the head. Okay, now I'm gonna make this 3 heads wide, the shoulders, but I'm gonna have the shoulders come down here and go up here. Now, if I do my comparative measurements, I'm like, okay, that's 1, 1, 1. That's roughly 3 shoulders. So I got that measurement down. Now for the chest. Okay. Remember the chest was in our comparative measurement. Dun 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 dun. 3 heads. Okay. I know. I use the corniest methods anyway. So let's do 1, 2, 3 heads. And we roughly have the groin area. Alright, now the arm, I'm going to just have it just come straight out. And he's sitting out. So I'm going to do 1 head for bicep. 1 head, ooh, sorry about that, for the deltoid. 1 head for the deltoid. 1 head for the bicep. I'm going to add a little bit of shape to it here. Put a tricep on there. And then I'm going to put 1 head right here. I'm going to make this guy wearing glove. Why? Because I'm going to be lazy and not draw the fingers. Okay, that was a cop-out, but you get the main idea. Alright, so that measurement was just straight up and down because I have the arm like this. But if I had tipped it, then I would have tried to imagine the arm differently. Like, for example, this back arm. I'm going to have this be my shoulder. You know, I'm going to... Okay, so I'm going to put 1 head. Well, 1 head is right here. So, and it's a foreshortened view. The second head is right here. The third head, I'm going to put like this. And we'll put a hand there. Because that's pretty much what goes there. But you'll see that it's 3/4, and we'll put the fingers there. Like that. All right, now for the legs. This leg is going to be coming down right by and we measure it, 2 heads, right? 1, 2. So we've got the leg like that. And I'm gonna put the, you know what? Anyway, 1, 2, right? Because this leg is foreshortened. The knee will come around to roughly to here because it'll be up in the front. And one head, roughly one head. And I'm going to put the foot down here. I'm going to put my foot down. Okay, here is my character. Now I probably should go back in and fix this arm because of foreshortening, and I want it to look further back. Well, you know what? I guess I'll just do it. But you get the idea of how you can use comparative measurements and then use it to measure your character that you're making and even foreshorten and change it around. Okay, now of course I'm going to go back in here and I'm going to change the arm because I think it's a little bit too big, so I'm going to make it smaller. And this I'm going to leave right here because it's coming forward. This arm came straight down, and then we have right here. But you can see how you can use comparative measurements of the basic measurements, and it even applies in foreshortening. Now I'm going to go back in and change this. It keeps dripping. Change this arm. Okay, so that looks a little bit better. We have the arm a little bit smaller. It's more in shape, in perspective. The fingers look a lot better, and I'm pretty happy with it. Now all I would have to do is just go back in this and fill it out with details, and you pretty much have your character using the basic proportions, even though we changed them, because this is what they would look like normally. And you can still take those measurements, you know, like the thigh, 1 head, 2 heads tall, and when you turn it, it changes, it foreshortens, but you can still use it, you can still see it. You know, 1 head here, 2nd head right here. And that's what I did right here for this leg, for right here. You can see I did it, and I even did it right back here for the arm for foreshortening. And you can get really dynamic poses. Okay, so I hope this video was helpful. Like I said, there are links in the description down below. Check them out, and I will see you next Friday.